Welcome back, everybody, to the Tennessee Titans franchise here on Madden 23. We've got a doubleheader in today's episode of Weeks 5 and 6. Starting off in Week 5, Sunday night primetime football in Indianapolis against our rivals, the Indianapolis Colts. Both teams come into this matchup with a record of 3-1, so it should be a really fun battle to see which one of these teams looks a little bit more legit at this point in the season in comparison to the other. Last episode, we defeated the Chargers 21-19. It was not a pretty game, but in the NFL, a win is a win, especially against a good team like that. We also had our first prospect profile of the season, in which we covered the quarterbacks in this year's upcoming draft class. So in case you missed that episode and want to watch the prospect profile, I'll leave a card to that episode at the top right of your screen so you can go and check it out. And of course, we'll be having more prospect profiles on the other positions throughout the season as we take a look at some of these star players from the NCAA Next Up dynasty that I have going on the channel, who of course are also in this series. So as I said earlier, we are 3-1. We are tied for the best record in the AFC, along with the division, which has been a really exciting race. With us, the Colts, and who would have guessed, the Texans at 3-1, and the Jags not too far behind at 2-2. So I never have properly shown my sliders in an episode yet, and I apologize because I've gotten a lot of questions about them. So I figured I would show them here. I play on All-Pro 10-minute quarters, and I change my sliders throughout the games, or I guess after the games, based on, how I've been playing. So this isn't like the final set that I'm using, but this is what I used for this game pretty much. And if there's something like extreme that happens, like let's say my team allows 7 sacks or something, then I would up the user pass blocking after the game. But this is what I rock with. Again, All-Pro, simulation, 10-minute quarters. So, yeah, if you want to use them, try them out. So, as we go into this matchup here against the Colts, this is an important matchup because they are a really good team, and we'll be competing with these guys at the top of the division probably for much of the season. The Colts signed Jimmy Garoppolo in the offseason, which is the most Colts move just about ever. It seems like they add new bridge quarterbacks every year, and Jimmy Garoppolo is as average as it gets. They did draft their possible long-term quarterback in the 3rd round with Jonah Moliuer out of Pittsburgh. However, it almost doesn't really matter who's at quarterback because this is a run-first team. They have a similar philosophy to us, and they have a damn good running back in Jonathan Taylor, who just recently signed a 7-year extension, and he will be locked up through 2030. So he is under contract for another 8 seasons in Indianapolis, which is a whole lot of money to pay to a running back, no less. The rest of their roster is pretty solid and pretty similar to what they have going on in real life, but this team wins more games than the Colts do in real life. So let's hop into this game. Week 5, Sunday night primetime football, our first primetime game of the season, and a real opportunity for the whole National Football League to have their eyes on us and one of our rivals. It's not just some random primetime game against an NFC team. No, this is a legitimately important game that could have major implications on the standings at the end of the year. So let's officially get this started. The Colts opening up with the football at the 36-yard line. Here on first down as it's a handoff to the left side for Jonathan Taylor, who has a hole. Taylor down the field, one man to beat, and he will not beat him, but he does get 39. A big start in the opening minute here for Jonathan Taylor as the Colts have it in the red zone, looking to strike first. 2nd and 1, play action fake, and Garoppolo is sacked. Jordan Ruffin, the rookie out of South Florida, along with Harold Landry, are both into the backfield with the sack. Ruffin had his first QB sack a week ago. He's gotten some more snaps in recent weeks, and I think he's looked pretty good for a late 3rd-round draft pick. 3rd and 8 now at the 12 for Indianapolis. Jimmy G looks to throw it, and his pass is broken up in the secondary by Christian Fulton. So the Colts are going to have to kick a field goal. This is the rookie out of Army, Orlando Walker, who sinks it through the uprights, and the Colts are on the board first, 3-0. So a solid drive to start from Indianapolis, but they only get a field goal as the Titans have it back. Willis on first down, clobbered as he throws it, but it's caught by Treylon Burks for probably the strangest gain of 13 yards I think I've ever seen, but hey, it does the job. 3rd and 6, Willis backs up in the pocket, and it is broken up by Shaquille Leonard. So that'll force the punt team on for the Titans right at midfield. They're not going to be aggressive and do something stupid 5 minutes into the game, as Kern's punt nearly stays out of the end zone. That was so close. A very lucky break for the Indianapolis Colts, who will thus start at the 20. Now at the 22, 3rd and 8. Pass is caught, but out of bounds. Only a gain of 5. So the Titans defense gets a stop. So far, both defenses look pretty solid. We'll see if the Titans can get something rolling on this drive. As that pass is caught by the rookie, Scotty Pickens, drafted in the first round out of the University of Arizona, who gets it past midfield, and that would pretty much wrap up the first quarter. 3-0 Colts on top. It's been a hard-nosed, slug-it-out start to this game as the Titans now have it at the 6-yard line. 3rd and 2. Pass is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. Robert Woods with the score, and the veteran gets the first touchdown of the day, and now the Titans lead 7-3. Solid drive leading to 6 as the Colts have it now from the 21-yard line. Jimmy Garoppolo looks to throw it up the middle. It's caught by the tight end, Jelani Woods, second-year pro out of the University of Virginia, who gets the first down, keeping the chains moving. 2nd and 9 now for Indianapolis. Garoppolo looks to throw it. He's under pressure and is sacked by Jeffrey Simmons, the big defensive tackle. This is a big opportunity for Simmons. He's a free agent at the end of the year. He has not yet been extended. And with Fletcher Cox injured, Simmons has to play super well more than ever. As Garoppolo heaves up a prayer on 3rd down, and it's broken up by Kevin Byard. Michael Pittman Jr., the intended target, as the Titans defense forces another stop, and they have it on offense. 2nd and 11. Willis up the middle. Caught by Robert Woods, who had the touchdown on the last drive. And he'll open up this one with a gain of 12. Very efficient start here for Willis as he hands it off for Derrick Henry with his best run of the day past the 45-yard line. As Taylor Lewan, the starting left tackle, is hurt on the play. That is not good news. 3rd and 8 now at the 29. Willis drops back to throw it. Has time. Has a wide open man up the middle. It's Scotty Pickens who makes it all the way to the 1. Not quite able to break the pylon. Malik Willis, 10 of 11. He has been very accurate here in this first half as Tennessee looks to make it a 2-score lead. 1st and goal. Handoff for Derrick Henry. And he will power his way in for a touchdown. And the Titans are looking good. They lead this one 14-3. A good drive by the Tennessee offense, and now the Colts have to respond. They've done nothing since their opening possession. Just under 4 minutes left in the half. 1st down, short pass is caught by Michael Pittman with room. He is wrapped up at the 42-yard line by Kevin Byard. Biggest play for the Colts since their opening drive run by Jonathan Taylor, who gets it here on 2nd and 7 with room up the middle. Taylor looking to break a tackle, and he does. Eventually brought down by Kevin Byard at the 33-yard line. Jonathan Taylor only has 6 carries today, but he already has 68 yards. Now from the 33-yard line, time is ticking late in the first half. Jimmy G goes up the middle. Pass caught by Pittman, who's been the go-to guy throughout this second quarter as he gets it to the 15-yard line. And now we're at the 2-minute warning. 14-3 lead. The Titans on top, but the Colts are in the red zone, getting very close as that pass is caught for a touchdown by Nelson Aguilar. The corner really wanted to play for the football rather than play the receiver, and, well, it kind of backfired as it's now 14-10, and the Titans have it back. Willis goes up the middle, connecting with Scotty Pickens once again. The chemistry between Willis and Pickens has been really good throughout the season, and although Pickens has gotten less snaps than Tennessee's top 3 receivers, Pickens leads the Titans in most statistical receiving categories this season. That's how good he's been. Willis up the middle with a big run, breaking tackles, eventually tackled at the 43-yard line by DeForest Buckner. Time winding down, only around 20 seconds now. Willis goes deep, and Traylon Burks got to catch that. The ball was right in front of him, and there was nobody in between him and the end zone. So now it's a 3rd and 10. Titans still have a timeout. Willis looking up the middle, and it is nearly intercepted. Should have been caught by the safety. A lucky break for the Titans, who just about turned it over there. So instead, the field goal team will come out. This is a 44-yard try for Randy Bullock. He will make the kick, and the Titans take a 7-point lead here going into halftime. 17-10 is your score. It's been a pretty fun start so far. Both offenses started a little bit slow, although the Titans offense certainly picked it up as the game went along. Let's take a look at our halftime report around the rest of the league, and since this is Sunday Night Football, all of the other Sunday games have ended, including this one between the Giants and the Seahawks. Carson Wentz would lead New York to a 20-17 comeback win. Yes, Carson Wentz is the starting quarterback for the Giants, beating his former Eagles teammate, Jalen Hurts. Even though we're only in year 2 of this series, as you can tell, a lot has changed. around the National Football League. Both teams now 1-4. Probably going to pick a quarterback pretty high in next year's draft. In Detroit, last year's #1 pick, Clyde Williamson, would lead the Lions to their second win of the season. Him and Amon-Ra St. Brown had a big game, including this awesome touchdown Mossy and Lewis seen as the Lions handle business at home against the Vikings. Minnesota now 0-5. They have been far and away the worst team in the NFL this season. Justin Jefferson might have been onto something with his trade request last offseason. Lions now 2-3, looking to make some noise in the NFC playoffs. And then the Monday night game in Baltimore, the Ravens hosting Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. That should be a pretty fun matchup as well. Two very mobile and explosive quarterbacks fighting off in that one, and we'll see which team can get the upper hand. So as we go into the second half of our game, I think the Titans are in a pretty good spot. They're up by 7. They start with the football in the second half. But again, this is a rivalry primetime game. There's no reason to think the Colts, who again are a really good team, aren't going to make a push here in this second half. We have not ran the ball well at all today. They have done far better than us at running the ball. Although we have tried way more to get the run game working than the Colts have, it's been kind of an odd complexity. 2nd and 10, Willis fumbles the ball on the screen. Who's going to pick it up? Derrick Henry will jump on it, but the Titans are going to lose 23 yards. So that won't count towards Derrick Henry's stats, but since he was tackled behind the line of scrimmage with the ball, his zone ability has been taken off. That's not ideal. 3rd and long, Willis says, F it, I might as well heave up a prayer downfield from Mecole Hardman, and it is broken up. Can't blame Willis there. You're backed up from 33 yards. You might as well try something crazy. So that'll force a punt, and the Colts get it back. Short throw up the middle for Jelani Woods, the big tight end. They'll bring it to the 40-yard line. I know it's early, but so far this third quarter has certainly gone Indianapolis' way as Jonathan Taylor has room and is wrapped up inside the red zone for a gain of 18 yards. I don't know how Jonathan Taylor's only gotten the ball 7 times. It doesn't make sense. The Titans haven't been able to stop him. 2nd and 7, Garoppolo looks short, and David Long drops the ball. That's a pick 6. If he catches that, gotta hold on to the pigskin. 3rd and 7 from the 9. Garoppolo under pressure, and it's incomplete. Jeffrey Simmons with the pressure and the hit in the backfield, forcing the Colts to kick a field goal. This is Orlando Walker, who will split the uprights, and it is now a 4-point game as the Colts make it 17-13. So the Titans have it back, still winning. Just under 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. As on 1st down, Willis looks to throw it. Going to take a shot deep, and it is intercepted by Kenny Moore. That was a bad decision by Willis to throw it into double coverage. In his defense, he was definitely hit when he threw it, but still, that was a pretty bad read. It seemed like he was forcing it to Scotty Piggins, and it backfired as the Titans offense continues to struggle here in the second half. Jonathan Taylor with a nice run. I don't know how he got the first down. Now at 100 yards, again on just 9 carries. 3rd and 11, now at the 39. Garoppolo looks to throw it, and he is incomplete, trying to get it short to Woods as Indianapolis' center, Ryan Kelly, is hurt on the play. So that would force a punt, and both offenses are continuing to really not play well here in the third quarters. The Titans have it back. Willis up the middle for the speedster, Mecole Hardman, who gained 17 yards, moving the chains, wrapped up by Kenny Moore. 3rd and 7, handoff to the rookie, Alec Bostic with room. He gets the first down. With Derrick Henry struggling again today, the Titans are trying to get some of his other backs involved, and that's a really nice run by Bostic, the undrafted rookie out of Fresno State. As that'll wrap up the third quarter. 17-13, Tennessee on top of the Colts. Pretty ugly offensive quarter, I've got to say, but Tennessee's still holding on to the lead and the ball, so I still think the Titans are in a pretty good spot at the moment. 1st down, Willis up the middle, connects with Scotty Piggins once again, who continues to be the go-to weapon for Malik Willis in the passing game. And as long as Scotty Piggins continues to play this well, the Titans aren't going to be able to rationalize not making him an every down player. 3rd and 6, Willis under pressure, and he will be thrown down to the ground by Kwity Paye for a loss of 14 yards. A big stop for the Colts, as it looks like the Titans are going to go for the field goal here, and it will remain a one-score game regardless if this kick is good, which it's Randy Bullock, and that means the kick will be good from 41 out. So it is now 20-13, still a one-possession game. We'll see what the Indianapolis offense can do on this possession here. Down by 7. They need a touchdown to tie it with 8 minutes left to go in regulation. Garoppolo on first down looking for the sideline, and it's caught by Nelson Aguilar. He'll gain 13 yards, and the chains will move for Indianapolis, who's just trying to find a groove here on offense, get some first downs going, and do something from there, because they really haven't gotten into an offensive groove here in the second half. Nice catch by DJ Chark to the 48-yard line. Chark back in the AFC South after spending his first 4 seasons in Jacksonville. Played last year with the Lions as the Colts have it at the opposing 48-yard line. Garoppolo up the middle, and it's caught this time by Michael Pittman, who had Caleb Farley on top of him. It seems like whenever Caleb Farley's on top of the receiver this year, the receiver's still going to come down with it. 3rd and 9. This time, Farley breaks it up. That's got to be the first time all year that Caleb Farley's been in a jump ball situation, and Farley's actually won the snap. So the Colts are going to go for the field goal. 50-yard try is good by Orlando Walker. He is now 3 for 3 today, and it is 20-16. So the Titans are still up by 4. We'll see if they can choose some clock and look to end this game here on this possession, as it's a handoff for Derrick Henry, who cuts to the left side. Henry with a nice run, fighting for yardage as he gets it to the 47-yard line. Derrick Henry has not had a great game today, but the Titans are going to need him to play well on this drive to win this ball game. 2nd and 9. Willis going to go short. It's caught by Treylon Burks, and he will bring it to the 32-yard line. Tennessee is in field goal range. Field goal makes it a 7-point lead once again. Touchdown pretty much puts the game out of reach, as it's a jet sweep for the speedster Scotty Pickens, who will power his way to the 20-yard line for a gain of 12. And the Titans are continuing to do a pretty good job of chewing clock. 3rd and 8 now at the 18-yard line. Willis is going to go for the pass, looking short, and it's caught by guess who? Scotty Pickens, who continues to be the best player on the field today as he brings it to the 4-yard line. And for the first time in his NFL career, Scotty Pickens is into triple digits in yardage. He has 117 yards on 7 catches, and Malik Willis will dance into the end zone for a touchdown on the read option. And the Tennessee Titans lead this game by 2 possessions, 27-16. A big drive by Willis and company, and now the Colts are in trouble. They only have 2 minutes, down by 11. As on first down, Garoppolo under pressure, and he is sacked at the ground. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Harold Landry amongst the Titans, who got in the backfield on that play. 3rd and 7, Jimmy G lobs it up, and it is broken up. Caleb Farley again making another play. 4th and 7, Colts have no choice but to go for it here. Garoppolo under pressure from Simmons. Looks deep, and it's caught by Pittman. Right when I'm praising Caleb Farley, that happens again. I've been calling Caleb Farley unlucky all season because I think he has been really unlucky, but maybe there's a common denominator that he's allowing all of these big plays. Up the middle, nice throw for DJ Chark, who jukes away from the defender and is wrapped up at the 25-yard line by David Long. Colts in no huddle. They've got to move quick. 2nd and 10, about a minute to go. Jimmy G looks to throw it, looking for the sidelines, and it is intercepted. Caleb Farley picks it off. He has had a roller coaster 4th quarter, and that should do it if he got both feet in bounds. As we take a look at the replay again, yeah, I think he got them both in. I think that's your ball game. The Titans improve to 4-1 as they defeat their rivals, the Indianapolis Colts, here on primetime Sunday Night Football. 27-16 is your final. That's a weird score. Again, it wasn't the prettiest game, but a win is a win, especially on the road against a good division rival on primetime. So this one is certainly going to feel good for our team. I'm pretty sure we started last season 4-1 as well, if I remember correctly. And obviously, we didn't make the playoffs last year. So hopefully that isn't the case this year and that we do get in the playoffs. As we take a look at the numbers, I think Malik Willis was pretty good. He certainly played better at the beginning of this game than he did down the stretch, but Willis did play really well on that last drive, and overall I thought he had one of his better performances in his career, although the interception was pretty bad. Jimmy Garoppolo was mid. He wasn't bad. He wasn't good. He was Jimmy Garoppolo pretty much. The Colts definitely ran the ball better than us. Again, I don't know why Jonathan Taylor got it 11 times. That's criminal. He got injured at the end of the game as well, which I didn't even notice, but I think that was right towards the end of the game. Receiving-wise, Scotty Pickens with his best game as a pro, 7 catches, 117 yards. I think it's safe to say he is not going to be the number 4 receiver next week. He's too good. He's better than the other 3 receivers ahead of him. Defensively, I thought the defense was good. Sacks for a number of guys. Caleb Farley with the late interception, and Randy Bullock, of course, doing his thing. So we do have some bad news on the injury front. Taylor Lewan tore his labrum. So he'll be out for the next few weeks, which certainly is not ideal. So Dylan Ray-Dunes, who played really badly last year as our starting right tackle, will now play left tackle. And by the way, Scotty Pickens, officially wide receiver 1. He's earned it. He is going to be an every snap player going forward. Taking a look at some of the results around the league here in Week 5, everybody in the AFC South lost except for us. So that's pretty cool. Players of the week, we've got Tua Tagovailoa, Jermaine Pratt, Aaron Donald, and former Titan Ryan Tannehill, who is honestly playing really well this season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm excited to play against them later in the year. So that'll bring us to Week 6, the Titans' first interleague matchup of the season against the San Francisco 49ers, who currently sit at 2-3 on the season, looking to add to the winning column. And of course, our Titans are currently 4-1, looking to add another win before our Week 7 bye week. Of course, after that, the trade deadline comes up as well. So this will be the Titans' final game before the Week 8 trade deadline as we take a look at some storylines going into this game. The Niners are 2-3. They've lost 2 in a row, looking to get back on the win column. And they are certainly, on paper, a very talented football team led by third-year quarterback Trey Lance, who, of course, the Niners gave a king's ransom to move up with the Miami Dolphins in order to select him. Trey Lance hasn't been bad. He also hasn't really been all that good either. This season, he's been pretty average, and the Niners were certainly hoping for a bigger step up from him. They do have some solid weapons on offense with Elijah Mitchell, Ty Davis-Price, and of course their pass catchers, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle. Defensively, this team is very good as well. Nick Bosa is one of the best pass rushers in the league. Fred Warner is one of the best off-ball linebackers in the league, along with other guys such as Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Javon Kinlaw, and Eric Armstead. So it should be a fun one here, Week 6 in San Francisco. The 49ers looking to get to 500. The Titans looking to get to 5-1 before their bye week. Tennessee's won 2 in a row. The Niners have lost 2 in a row. So we'll see if both of those streaks continue or if new streaks will begin. The Niners rocking their alternate throwbacks as they will start with the football at the 48-yard line. Trey Lance on first down looks to throw it under pressure, and he is sacked by Jeffrey Simmons. I've been saying we need Jeffrey Simmons to step up with Fletcher Cox out, and I do think Jeffrey Simmons the past couple of weeks has been playing his best football. He is constantly disrupting the backfield. 3rd and 8, another sack. This time Harold Landry is in the backfield making the play, so the Titans get a pair of sacks to start the game. They'll get it back on offense. On first down, it's a handoff over to Treylon Burks, and this ball is out, and it's picked up by the 49er defense. Javon Kinlaw recovers the fumble. The Titans had it for one play, and they already give it up. A costly fumble there from Burks. As we look at the replay, that was really close. His knee was down. Let's take a better look here. That is so close to call, and because of that, I don't think the officials have enough evidence to overturn it. Man, that is so close. 2nd and 6 at the 11. Trey Lance looking to run with it. Trey area, touchdown, Trey Lance. And the 49ers will start this one on the board. They get the turnover, and they take advantage as San Francisco leads 7-0. Titans with the football, rocking their all-whites today. Nick Bosa surely would approve as the pass is caught by Scotty Pickens, who breaks a tackle. Trying to juke away from Warner. He's unsuccessful, but he does get 15 yards and a first down. At the 37, 3rd and 3, Willis under pressure goes short for Robert Woods, and he is stopped a couple of yards shy of the first down marker. So on 4th and 2, the Titans could go for a 53-yard field goal, but they are instead going to go for it. Handoff for Haskins, and he barely gets it. Hassan Haskins gets the first down for the Titans, keeping the chains moving, as it's now a 3rd and 13. Willis under pressure, got to avoid the sack, outrunning Bosa. Willis looks like he's going to run for the first down as he slides at the 15 for a gain of 21. The escapability of Malik Willis is what makes him so talented as a player. And then on 2nd and 8, he's going to go for the end zone. It's caught by the rookie, Scotty Pickens, with his 3rd career NFL touchdown. Who let the pig out the barnyard? This game is tied at 7 as that'll wrap up the first quarter. The touchdown was actually the final play of the quarter. It started off slow for the Titans with the turnover and allowing the touchdown, but that drive certainly gives the Titans some more momentum back as it's been a pretty even start. Here in the second quarter, Trey Lance is sacked again. Bud Dupree this time in the backfield, the 3rd sack already today for the Tennessee Titans defense, and it's now a 3rd and long for San Francisco. Trey Lance looking to throw it. He's going to take a shot downfield, and it happened again to Caleb Farley. Jesus Christ. This time it's Brandon Ayuk who makes the play. Again, I know Caleb Farley's been unlucky, but that was a pretty bad play on his part, and I feel like there's a common denominator at this point whenever Caleb Farley, allows a big play. 2nd and 4, good run by Elijah Mitchell, who brings it to the 5-yard line as the Niners get close to this end zone. Looking to regain the lead here with 6:20 to go in the half. Trey Lance looking to throw it, goes short, and it is caught by Deebo Samuel for the touchdown, and the Niners are back on top as it is now a 14-7 ball game. So the Titans have it back, coming off a really nice drive to end the first quarter. We'll see if they can do it again. 3rd and 4, Willis backs up in the pocket, steps up, and gets some room as he runs for a 1st and more, breaking tackles to the 44-yard line. Malik Willis on 2 carries today has gotten at least 20 yards on both. 2nd and 5, Willis scrambling, looking to do it again, but he cannot outrun Nick Bosa, who brings him down for the sack, and that'll be a big loss of yardage for the Titans offense. And now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Willis looks to throw it, dances around, goes deep downfield, and it is intercepted by Jimmy Ward, underthrowing his target. I think he threw it a little bit too early. The receiver looked like he was going to be open downfield. I don't think Ward saw him, but Malik Willis got rid of the pass probably a second earlier than he should have, and that could have been the difference between a turnover and a touchdown. So the Niners get it back, looking to extend their lead as Trey Lance keeps it on the read option, breaks away from Thornhill, but trips up and loses his footing before tripping Christian Fulton as well. Good gain for the Niners, who have pretty much owned this second quarter so far. Now at the 44-yard line, Trey Lance looks to throw it under pressure. Flag on the play. Late hit on Jeffrey Simmons. You cannot do that. The Titans have been called for a few late hits on the quarterback this year, and the officials are going to call them. That's an automatic 15 yards plus a 1st down for the 49ers. Now a 3rd and 9 from the 28. Trey Lance looks to throw it. Dances around in the pocket, looks deep, pass is caught at the 5-yard line by Deebo Samuel. This time it's Fulton who gets the better end of that one. 3rd and goal now at the 4. Lance goes short and it's broken up. Good play by the defense. That was Roger McCreary who got a hand on it, and so the Niners will be forced to kick a field goal. This to make it a 10-point game. The kick is good, so it's now 17-7. We'll see if the Titans can score late in the first half off of the San Francisco field goal as the Titans trying to make it a 1-score game. And Tennessee, I believe, does start the second half with the ball. As on 1st down, Henry is smothered in the backfield for a loss of 4. Derrick Henry is having another rough game. He does not look like himself really throughout this entire season. 3rd and 14, the drive stays alive as McCole Hardman hauls it in for a gain of 22. Titans running no huddle. Willis is sacked on the play by Justin Hollins, the former Oregon Duck, as the Titans call a timeout. 2nd and 21 after the loss of 11. Here is Willis scrambling with it, under pressure, trying to outrun the defense, which he does, but he is still eventually sacked, and now the Niners call a timeout. San Francisco wants to get this ball back and do some damage before the end of the half. So the Titans are just going to run the ball here on 3rd and long, make the Niners burn another timeout, which they do. But now San Francisco will get the football back, already leading by 10. Problem is they only have 20 seconds and no timeouts. Trey Lance looks to throw it under pressure. His pass is broken up, should have been intercepted. Fulton and Thornhill both had a hand on it. And so that'll wrap up the first half. The Titans not playing great football as they are trailing 17-7. This is one of the late window games, so again, all of the 1 o'clock matchups have already ended. As we take a look at some of the early games, including this one. The Houston Texans are starting to look fluky. After their 3-1 start, they've dropped 2 in a row, including this one to Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, headlined by this awesome touchdown by Will Fuller. Of course, he was drafted by the Houston Texans, getting some revenge on his old team. 22-6 your final. The Ravens improved to 5-1 as they look to be a major force within the AFC. Next up, we head to Cleveland between the Cardinals and the Browns, and this game was all about big number 24, Nick Chubb, breaking tackles like a maniac. Chubb scored 3 times today, leading the Browns to a big win over the Cardinals. What a disrespectful stiff arm there in the end zone. Cleveland, of course, got smothered by the Titans in Week 1, but since then they've played a lot better, and it looks like the Browns could be a pretty solid team fighting for the wild card within the AFC. And finally, one of the games going on right now, the Chiefs facing off against the Washington Commanders. Pretty close start. Currently tied at 7 at FedEx Field. The Chiefs trailed for most in this half, but they did get a late touchdown from Patrick Mahomes to Justin Jefferson, grittying his way to the locker room. 7-7 in the nation's capital. The Chiefs currently sitting at 3-2, Washington 2-3. So I'm sure both teams would love to add another win here, put themselves in a better position within their conference's playoff races. As we go to the second half, the Titans got to play better. The offense overall has been pretty bad. We have not ran the ball well again. Derrick Henry's off to another slow start. And then defensively, the pass defense hasn't been all that great. Trey Lance has made a lot of easy throws today. So we'll see what the Titans can do starting with the ball. Good throw here caught by Scotty Piggins, who will get it past midfield for a gain of 12. Willis only had 51 passing yards in the first half, and that doesn't include some long sacks as well. Willis going up the middle, back to Piggins. And again, Scotty Piggins looks like the only guy on this offense who hasn't been awful. That has been the case again today for a second straight week. He's been the Titans' best offensive player. 3rd and goal, short pass incomplete. Piggins again, the intended target. 4th and goal at the 7. The Titans will elect to kick as Randy Bullock will make the field goal. A long 6+ minute drive, only resulting in a field goal, as it is now 17-10. 49ers have it back with their first drive here in the third quarter. 2nd and 2. Handoff for Deebo Samuel out of the backfield, breaking tackles. Deebo Samuel making more moves. The Titans cannot bring him down. He gains 15 yards on one of the more improbable runs you and I will probably ever see. So the Niners now have it across midfield at the 49-yard line as Trey Lance keeps it on the read option, breaks the tackle for Cunningham, and he is wrapped up by Juan Thornhill at the 36-yard line. Both QBs have ran it really well today. Trey Lance and Malik Willis, both big arm guys who both can run it, and they have both shown it today. 36-yard line, 2 minutes to go in the third. Trey Lance keeps it again. The Niners are just running it down Tennessee's throats right now as Trey Lance gets 18 yards, half the distance to the goal line. He now has 69. Nice rushing yards on the afternoon. At the 18-yard line, handoff for Mitchell, breaks a tackle, and he got face masked there at the end of the play, so the Niners will go half the distance to the goal line. The Titans' run defense looks like Swiss cheese on this possession. It has been brutal. They call the penalty on Roger McCreary, the young corner out of Auburn. So now the Niners have it at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. Trey Lance looks to throw it, scrambling with it, under pressure, and he is sacked again. Simmons and Dupree each in the backfield getting a half a sack as it is now 2nd and goal from the 13-yard line. Under a minute left in the quarter. Lance keeps it on the option, this time wrapped up in the backfield. David Long reads the play perfectly. That's what the Titans needed to do on the earlier plays on this drive, as it's now a 3rd and goal, backed up all the way at the 17. Trey Lance looks to throw it. He's going to go short. Pass caught by Brennan Ayuk, who will not get the touchdown. He's wrapped up at the 7. So McCreary and friends get the stop, and the Niners will look to tackle on 3 points before the end of the third, and they will not because they did not snap it in time. So it's 17-10. The Titans are only down by 1 score going into the fourth. But I don't think they're going to be down by 1 score for much longer, considering the Niners have a short field goal attempt here from around 24 yards. The same kick that Randy Bullock just made, as the kick is good, and it is now 20-10. So both teams trade off field goals. Titans offense got to have a sense of urgency. They had a pretty solid drive on their last possession, but they need a touchdown. Handoff for Derrick Henry, and it continues to be bad. He has 34 yards on 15 carries today. I mean, it has been rough for King Henry in the rushing game. We might need to have a talk about Derrick Henry because he just does not look like himself really since the start of the season. Robert Woods up the middle of a nice gain of 17. That'll move the chains. Good play for the Tennessee offense. They now have it past the 50 at the 48-yard line. Short pass hauled in by McCole Hardman, and he will get a first down once again. Tennessee's moving it pretty nicely and quickly, unlike their last drive. Handoff here for the rookie, Alec Bostic. Bostic with room, breaks a tackle, and he is gone! Alec Bostic, the undrafted rookie out of Fresno State, making a homecoming here to Central California. He's got a lot of friends and family in attendance today, and they got to see him run for his best run as a Titan. Alec Bostic on that 1 carry has more yards than Derrick Henry the entire game. So it is now 17-20. Good run up the middle there by Elijah Mitchell for the first down. San Francisco's only up by 3. Even though they had control for most of the game, the Alec Bostic touchdown really changes some things. As on 3rd and 2, Lance keeps it on the option again. Pounded by Fulton, but he does get 15 yards. And the Titans defense has not been able to combat this read option rushing attack with Trey Lance. Mobile quarterbacks facing against the Titans in the future should watch this. The Titans' run defense is really struggling. 3rd and inches, Mitchell shrugs away from the defender and is in for a touchdown. And that play could single-handedly take the Titans out from winning this game. It looked like Tennessee got the stop. They read the play well, but Mitchell fights his way for 6. And the Titans are back down by 10 points. Willis misses the throw for a wide-open Scotty Pickens. Gotta make that throw at this stage in the game. 3rd and 10, Willis looks to throw it. He goes short for Pickens, and he is stopped a yard shy of the first down marker by Fred Warner. So it's a 4th and 1. Obviously, the Titans are going to go for it. It looks like they might run short, handoff for Henry. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is unbelievably bad. And, I mean, the run blocking hasn't been great, but Derrick Henry deserves a lot of the blame. He's not breaking tackles like normal. Bostic and Willis are running really well. So is Trey Lance on the other side as he gets the first down. Titans call their second timeout as Tennessee has now burned all of their timeouts, and a first down on this play would officially end the game for the Niners. 3rd and 8, handoff for Mitchell, and he is stopped shy of the marker by A.J. Epineza. So the Titans stay alive a little bit longer, but it should be a 13-point game pending the field goal here. This one from around 34 yards out. No gimme, but an easy one, and it will drop. So it's now 30-17. The Titans will get it back with no timeouts, down by 2 scores with about a minute. So the Titans need a touchdown, an onside kick, and a touchdown. Not overly likely, but I guess we've seen crazier. Nice throw downfield for Robert Woods. We'll bring it all the way to the 47. Titans going no huddle. 3rd and 5 now from the 43. Willis heaves it up. It's caught by Pickens, who wants to get out of bounds, but he cannot. And the Titans are going to have to continue to go no huddle. From the 19, Willis looks for the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. Scotty Pickens with another 100-yard game. His first multi-touchdown performance as a pro. So the Titans do part 1. They get the touchdown. Now they need an onside kick and then a Hail Mary. There's one problem. I accidentally chose to kick off rather than go for an onside kick. I'm not going to lose like that. So what I did was I closed out of the game. I hopped back in. Now we go in for an onside kick. And yes, both teams are wearing totally different jerseys, but just roll with it. I had to do it in order to have a chance to win the game, but it's not going to matter anyway as Brendan Ayuk recovers the onside kick. And the 49ers win it. 30-24 is your final. The Titans fought until the end of the game, but simply put, the San Francisco 49ers were the better team today, and they deserved the win. So the Titans will go into the bye with a record of 4-2. Overall, a pretty good first stretch of the season for Tennessee, even if they didn't play that well today. Losing here to the 49ers, who will improve to 3-3, headed into Week 7. Let's take a look at the box score. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. I do have some concerns the run game going forward, as Malik Willis wasn't bad. He wasn't good, but, I mean, he wasn't horrible. He did have some really nice throws. The last drive, I thought he looked pretty good. And then Trey Lance, really dynamic today, particularly as a runner, and he was also very efficient throwing the football as well. The Niners ran it well. Mitchell did his thing, and obviously Trey Lance was good. But this is where we need to talk. Derrick Henry has not been good this year, and today certainly magnified that. 16 carries, 33 yards, and I do think the run blocking wasn't great, but look at the other guys. Alec Bostic and Malik Willis had 6 carries for 107 yards. Derrick Henry has played 4 bad games this year. He is not having a good season, and we may need to make some tough decisions about his future. So, although Derrick Henry's superstar status is in question, I don't think we can question it much longer for Scotty Pickens. He is here. He is legit. The other receivers were fine. They weren't bad, but they weren't good. The defense not as good as they've been, but they weren't horrible. The Niners defense also pretty solid. So we are 4-2 going into the bye week as we take a look at the Week 6 results around the rest of the league. Again, everybody in the AFC South lost. So the Texans, Jags, and Colts all went 0-2 today. Players of the week, Aaron Rodgers, Mac Jones. Marcus Davenport, and John Franklin Myers. That'll bring us to Week 7 in the bye week. We're 4-2. We are in first place of the division because, well, everybody else sucked today. If the season ended now, we would be the 4 seed in the AFC. And going into the trade deadline next week, Week 8, which is the next episode, we've got some tough decisions to make because we do have some key players due for contract extensions, and I'm not really sure if I want to pay them. Obviously, I want to buy this year at the deadline, but we may do some selling as well. And I got to start with Derrick Henry. I don't think I'm going to trade Derrick Henry because his value is at an all-time low, but the fact of the matter is he's not playing well this year. He is having his lowest yards per game in 5 years, his lowest yards per carry ever. He's had 4 bad games. He played well against Cleveland. He played well against the Bengals. But the other games, he didn't play well. I know his numbers weren't bad against the Colts, but he struggled for most of that game. Now, again, Derrick Henry is a 29-year-old running back. I think his value is not high, so we'd be stupid to trade him. But I don't know if I'm willing to pay him $10 million a season north of 30 years old. That brings us to Jeffrey Simmons, who's 26 years old. He's right in his prime. He wants north of $23 million a season. And if I'm paying that to an interior defensive lineman, I need you to be a game wrecker, like an Aaron Donald or a Chris Jones. And although Jeffrey Simmons has been really good since the start of this series, I don't think he's been elite. And I don't feel comfortable paying him elite money unless he is actually elite. I will say he did play really well in both games today, so that would make it a lot harder for me to trade him. But with Fletcher Cox back healthy after the bye week, it is something we could consider. Along with that, he has a ton of trade value. Look at some of these offers. Jamar Chase is literally the first one. Now, obviously, I'm going to do something that's realistic. I'm not going to trade for Jamar Chase, but I think Jeffrey Simmons' value starts with a first-round pick and then some. He's a really, really good player. He's a team captain, and I have a hard time trading him. But for his trade value, in comparison to how much money he wants, in comparison to the player he is, it is an idea that we might want to float around for the deadline. And then Christian Fulton's also an interesting one. He was really good last year. This year, he's been fine. He's dropped a lot of interceptions, but he hasn't been in bad as coverage as Caleb Farley. The problem is we have so many good corners. I think Roger McCreary and Cardell Simpson are both capable of starting on the outside. So trading a guy like Fulton or Elijah Molden could make a lot of sense. And again, I do want to buy this year at the deadline, but we have a lot of pieces who we could sell, like a Christian Fulton or an Elijah Molden or even a Jeffrey Simmons, who I think we could get a really good value for as we try to figure out what's best for the long-term future of this team, along with the short term as well. I want to win games this year. I want to make the playoffs, but we also got to look at the bigger picture as well. So let me know what you think we should do for the trade deadline down below in the comments. That'll be in the next episode. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Peace out. Tighten up.